Hello, welcome to Moxie Journal. My name is Calyx and I am so glad you are here with me today. I'm doing a VR to Dragonfly Dilly's video. I'll post that below. And the hashtag is what made me do it. I wasn't tagged or anything. I just jumped on because it looks like a lot of fun. I loved her prompts. I loved the meta thinking about the way we think about our decks, like what was it that made us choose to buy or work with a particular deck. In this case, there are a series of 9 prompts, and then the 10th is a create your own. And so let's get started. So the very first one is the prompt, Tarottube made me do it. Now, probably like a lot of people, Tarottube has made me buy almost all of my decks. In fact, I think I have I have 3 in my collection that I didn't learn about from Tarottube. So, but I will say the most recent and the one where I probably never would have come across this is a fantastic deck. I just got it. I have only gotten to look at it. I haven't gotten to actually work with it. And this is called the Deleted World Tarot. And I learned about this on Sylvie's channel. Their channel is Tarot Magpie, and they're amazing. And this is such an interesting deck. It's right up my alley. It says, you hold in your hands the last fragment of a forgotten world, a broken atlas to a place that will never exist again. The Deleted Tarot is a shuffled grimoire helping you navigate the labyrinth of past choices and abandoned futures. What will you save? What will you lose? I mean, the minute I saw them working with this and talking about it, I just had to have it. So these are the backs. They're so interesting. And I did get, the little certification for it being, it's an indie deck, a certification for it being one from the creator. And here's the guidebook. It's very interesting. It's got all kinds of components in it. Components, glitches, illusions, pixels, and then it's got these, all the interesting symbols and the different pieces in here. So it's not a very big guidebook, but it's very interesting guidebook. It tells you enough. And then there's a lot on each card, right? You have so many symbols, and then you have the reversals on each card. Entropy versus future plans, and offering material versus the hunger. And it's just a fascinating card. Change versus stagnation. I just find it absolutely fascinating, and it's one of those decks that I was totally I just had to buy it because Sylvie showed it, but now I'm going to take my time in working with it and studying it. And it's got collage, it's got some drawings. Look at this recursion. I mean, and then reunion is the flip side of it. So anyway, this is the Deleted World Tarot by Josh Urban Davis. Deleted World Tarot by Josh Urban Davis. And I love the glitches and the pixels, and of course it it doesn't hurt my attraction level to it that it comes in this beautiful, like, dark aubergine colored box. So that's my answer to prompt number 1, Tarottube, specifically Tarot Magpie Sylvie made me do it. And then the second one is My Heart Made Me Do It. And this one is actually a deck that I did not learn about through Tarottube. This is the Wild Unknown. I didn't know about Tarottube. I didn't really know about the tarot community. I mean, I had met a couple of tarot readers in the pagan circles, but I didn't know about a community specifically about tarot. And I found out about the Wild Unknown in an Art Witch collective, and someone opened it and we used it as a prompt for our art that day. And I looked it up. I was like, I have got to have that. And then I went on my merry little way. I still didn't know about the impact that this deck had on the community or anything, but my heart was just smitten, and this is still my best friend deck. This is the deck I use every day. It's in order because I actually shuffle and draw and carry around the little one, the pocket sized in the tin, and then whatever I pull for the day, I pull out of this deck, this full-size deck, and I put it on my altar. And then I kind of sync them together every once in a while. So this deck, my heart just saw it, had to have it, and it was completely isolated from Tarottube. So the Hermit, oh, that's just one of my favorites. Anyway, I think almost everybody has seen that one, so I won't flip through it too much. But it is my BFF, my heart deck. And then the third one is my head made me do it. And this one is new. This is, I haven't even cracked the spine on this. This is the Shakespeare Tarot. And look at this book. This is a chunky book. And this is by Welkin. And this is an aspirational deck for me, honestly, because I studied Shakespeare in high school and college. And my father's a literature guy. My grandfather's a literature professor, mythology and literature. So I have certainly been around it, but I do not know. So my head kind of said, ooh, you should have this deck. You should grow into this deck. And oh, it's Shakespeare and there's so much there. And there is. I will say I tend to be guided by my heart and my spirit and my inner child much more than I usually am by my head, but I saved up for this one and I'm glad I have it, and we'll see how much I actually dig in and study and work with it. It is pretty. I like having it. All right. So that is Tarottube, my heart, and my head. And then the fourth prompt here is the title made me do it. And this one is called the Color Mage Oracle, but particularly it's by Chroma Mystic. And you'll see this background is the reading mat that I bought from them too. Is just beautiful. So this is really an unusual type of oracle deck. And I mean, obviously this one could go on the Tarottube made me do it. Let's see, Shanna. I saw this one on Shanna's channel first, and I love it. They're color cards, through all the colors, and then here. But each one has a color. It has an association. And they're numbered, so you can put them back in order. So I've shuffled these and played with them and laid them out, but then I just put them back in number order because they're so fun to look at on the spectrum. And it has a great book, but what made me really want to buy it was the Chroma Mystic. And it lives up to its name. I mean, I think it's all those colors and it does seem sort of mystical and the vibrations. And I don't know about all that, except I love the way these are arranged, and it comes with some little cards. I did get the book, so and I haven't done anything serious with these. I've just used them kind of in addition to some of the readings I've been doing. I've been picking out cards that I like the colors of, mostly purple. Surprise. Anyway, so Chroma Mystic, and let's see, who is this by? Bernard Charles. And then prompt number 5, the artwork made me do it. Now this one, it could have almost been the title, because the title of this one is Magical Creatures. And oh, isn't that awesome? Magical Creatures. A bunch of these prompts, you all, they fit in several categories for me. I like the title, I like the artwork, I like the it's impulsive, anyway, all those kinds of things. But this one, it is the artwork. So Magical Creatures Tarot, and this is by WilderHearts Studios. I think her name is Linda Ritter. I hope I have that right. But this artwork is just, it's sweet, and it's storybook, but then it's kind of got its own take on it. It's not perfect. It's not Disney storybook. It's vibrant. It's a little, ogreish and trolls, and look at that strength card. And it's got these sweet creatures and these kind of, that's the devil, and he's It's not super, super scary. Has some other cards in here. I have some oracle cards that are in here, like there's a magical cloak, I think at the end. Did I put the grimoire? Yeah, there was a grimoire. Look at that. Isn't that fun? I just loved that. A treasure map. So this artwork style is just playful and interesting to me. I loved the colors, and then the meanings were easy for me to see in the artwork. So right, got the little magician there. And there's a lot of, this storybook illustrated style has also a lot of movement, right? It's not just square lines. It's very organic and curvy. And oh, the Ten of Swords. So anyway, so the artwork on this one, the magical creatures made me do it. I'm going to put this one back in. The next prompt is the hype made me do it. And I actually kind of had to think about this one a little bit, because I don't know that while I do see things on Tarottube, I'm new enough that I don't know that I've been around for the hype so much. But what I picked for this one, for the hype, was that I picked a deck that I wouldn't have otherwise bought. I really wouldn't have, except it got showed on, I don't know, like 4 channels in a row, and probably that was the algorithm, so maybe I should say the algorithm made me do this. But I truly had no intention of getting this one until I saw all those videos, and this is called the Millennial Tarot. I am the mother of millennials, right? I'm not a millennial, so I thought, oh, this is not gonna suit me. But the whole avocado as extra, and just the kind of playful take on this, and the fact that I saw people walking through, doing walkthroughs of this and giggling so much about it, and then the more they went through, the more I kind of keyed in on cards that did speak to me, that I did see, that I did think were funny. The Emperor as the patriarchy. There's one, back here, like the 4 of Feels, binge watching. 5 of Feels is the ick. I just think that the creators of this, they nailed it. And I wouldn't have thought it would speak to me, not being a millennial. But of course, as the mother of millennials, I've been around them a lot. And so this, hashtag blessed fam, we call our family thread, we call it Famdamly. That's the name of our group thread. So, and I liked this, the Page of Feels coming out. Anyway, ally, mother's intuition, stay-at-home dad. Anyway. If you haven't seen it, go back. There is some hype around it, and it's an enjoyable deck, and I am glad I got it. I'm glad I let as much hype as I saw, I'm glad I let it sway me. And I will probably let hype in the future sway me on other decks as well. So that was the Millennial Tarot, the deck that hype made me do it. Number 7, my dark side made me do it. Well, I picked the Gothic literature. This is by Syrian Shadow, and this is my inner goth girl, and my inner goth girl was fueled by my love of Gothic literature, which I just, as a teenager, I just ate up, read and reread. And so what I love about this one, first of all, this guidebook is beautiful, but each of these cards are their characters from really classic Gothic literature, the Fall of Usher, and Wuthering Heights, and Frankenstein, and just all of them, and then it's got a write-up about all of the writers who they pull from, right? The Brontes, Christopher Marlowe, Bram Stoker, and so this is beautiful. And then the cards themselves, oh, they just speak to my dark side. We have the Ace of Skulls. Like, look at this artwork. This is totally my dark side, because it's beautiful and creepy and mysterious. I love the black and the silver and the fog. And I love the stories. These folks look like what I imagined when I would read those books, you know, when I would read Telltale Heart. You could just hear it beating in one of these rooms, or the Moors and the, you know, being locked away up in the attic. We've got ravens, right? A whole suit of ravens. And look at that, right? The 6 of ravens. And then we have that, the boat carrying us away, and blindfolded with the ravens. The nightmare card, right? The 9 of swords, the 9 of ravens. Ace of torches. I love the just coloring in here. It doesn't even warm it up, but it lights it, right? That fire is threatening. Torches, right? You have the mad mobs and that smoke that comes from it. And what else is in here? Oh, the chalices. Oh. Look at that. So my name, Calyx, actually comes from the same Greek word as we get the word chalice. So I particularly love the word chalice. My name is a part of a flower. So if you're a gardener or a farmer, you may know that. You may have seen the gardening magazine, Calyx and Corolla. Anyway, so, but I do pay attention to chalices. I love the cup. And then I love that for these majors, it actually puts the name of the character on them, right? So here's Bertha. Now I love Bertha, and I think it's wonderful that they've chosen her as the high priestess. There is a fantastic book called Praying with Jane Eyre, and I'll think of the author maybe. I'll put the link in. Anyway, if you're interested, she does some really interesting work around Bertha. So, all right, so this is my dark side made me do it, and my dark side just, my inner goth girl loves the darkness, the heath and the moors and the fog and the chalices. So that's the Gothic Literature Tarot by Syrian Shadow. Am I showing that? All right, so what is next? The next one is, we go from the dark side to the inner child. My inner child made me do it. Now, I have several decks that my inner child picked out, but really the one I'm going to show you is the one my inner teenager picked out. So on the one hand, I was filling my world and you know, learning how to be a goth girl. But at the same time, what I'm going to do is show you my inner teenager deck, and that is the New Wave Tarot by Welkin. And I saved up, this one was out of stock for a while, and I was heartbroken because when I saw it on Tammy Pie's channel, I was like, that is so perfect. And it's kind of, for me, it's like the opposite, right? I was goth and dark and punk and difficult at 14, and at the same time, New Wave, like this, every card in here I knew right off the bat, because these were my teenage years. These were the 80s. So this is, I love the back of it. It comes with this great guidebook with the write-up for each one. Talks about you know, the song, the suit, like what, it's just beautiful, the impact, the pop culture, all of it. So the creators of these, I mean, it's just brilliant. The back says mixtape, which was such a thing, and that's the beginning. And I do love this one. Each suit has its own color, and then the courts have you know, some kind of extra texturing to them, and then the majors kind of go through all of it. So this is the Fix. I saw the Fix in concert. I saw the Fix and the Cure and Flock of Seagulls all in concert. Modern English, Come On Eileen, Dexys Midnight Runners, Madness, Burning Down the House, Talking Heads, right? Culture Club. I saw Culture Club in concert. Oh my gosh. Boy George, George O'Dowd. Oh, when he sang, I have danced inside your eyes. How can I be real? I thought I had died and gone to heaven. And he had another singer with him, a big woman named Helen Terry. She didn't even need a microphone. Her voice took over. It was amazing. It was truly one of the best concerts I've ever been to. The Smiths, English Beat, I've seen them in concert. Depeche Mode, Fly on the Windscreen is one of my favorite songs. Adam Ant. What was the name of the General Hospital? The name of the soap opera? Psychedelic Furs, Cyndi Lauper as the Queen of Fire, the King of Fire, Billy Idol, Howard Jones, and these are cups. Human League, Don't You Want Me, Baby, Safety Dance, Men at Work, Tainted Love. You know what? I think I remember that this song, Tainted Love, which made all kinds of money. I think it cost them like $600 to record back in the day. Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science, Flock of Seagulls. They were very good in concert. The Police played in Nashville, my hometown, but I didn't get to go see them. The Cure, Naked Eyes, Susie and the Banshees. I love it. Kate Bush, right? How perfect for the Queen of Water. Falco. And then One Night in Bangkok. Y'all, if you don't remember that song, you are not my age. Echo and the Bunnymen, Joy Division, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Ooh, I had this album, and my father was totally cool with it. My mom was not. She was horrified. She didn't really get it at first, and then I don't know who explained it to her, but then she was not happy. So one of the many little conflicts, but mostly my mom was cool. Kids in America, Turning Japanese. Oh, this song, this song was so over everywhere. I got really sick of it. Video Killed the Radio Star. I have this Buggles album still somewhere. I was actually watching when MTV came live and this played. I mean, so these cards are completely, I saw Big Country. Actually, I mean, the song Big Country is just fine. It's sort of their only song. They played it like 3 times. The group that opened for them, Livewire out of San Francisco, they were so much better than Big Country. It was embarrassing, but still totally fun. I'm glad I saw them. And oh my gosh, right, just Ultravox, Grace Jones. Like, this might possibly be my favorite Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles. Like, Grace Jones is such a badass. Peter Gabriel's the King of Earth. Devo is the Fool. Like, I think these are so on point with the energy. Blondie, I have Heart of Glass. I had the promotional copy. My father was in the music industry, so I actually got quite a few promotional copies of things. And Madonna as the Empress. What an interesting choice, right? The creatrix, the feminine Madonna, who is the, oh my gosh, the disruptor, the exploder of feminine stereotypes. Like, she would dive in and just blow it up, and that virgin whore dichotomy. And the minute anybody tried to put her in a box, pin her in a certain spot, she would just reinvent herself. She was amazing, still is amazing. I think she is a fascinating character. I don't know that she'd be a very comfortable person to be friends with, to be perfectly honest, but Bono, like, he changed the world. What a great emperor. And I remember having Halite Shore talk about the Hierophant and talking about how, for her, when she looked at a deck, the Hierophant as the teacher told her about the character of the deck, about what they had to teach, about the way they had to say things. And I thought, oh, that's it. That's why sometimes I have an issue, and sometimes I just love a deck and the tone, because it's set by the teacher, the sage, the Hierophant in it. And the fact that it's David Bowie in this deck, just makes me love this deck so much. This song, so in the US, this was Yaz, but I guess in Britain they were released as Yazoo. I just think of Yazoo, Mississippi, because I'm that Southern. This song, Only You. I wonder if you'll understand. It's just the touch of your hand behind a closed door. All of these songs, I can hear this sound. Band-Aid. Do they know it's Christmas, right? It's Justice. Like, this is fascinating to me. Elvis Costello. I think of Elvis Costello and Grace Jones together because she like punched him out, and I thought it was hilarious. Heavy metal, that whole soundtrack. The Boss. Tower. Techno. The Go-Go's. My girlfriends and I would sit and listen to this. I can still sing all of the words to all of the songs on the Vacation album. Duran Duran. Who didn't love Duran Duran? And look at this, right? John Hughes, 80s, classic movies, and then We Are the World. And then as a bonus card, Rickrolled. I love it. Anyway, so I went through almost every card of that because it is just, my inner teenager loved it, put it on repeat, played it, read all the cover art, all the lyrics, everything I could get my hands on. So that is number 8, My Inner Child made me do it. And then number 9, we only have 2 more. Impulse made me do it. This is the Goblins and Garden Tarot deck, and I can't even remember whose channel I saw it on, but it absolutely tickled me. This is a deck where the artwork is all created from gardening encyclopedias and Dungeons and Dragons modules and books. And look, aren't these cool? Aren't these cool backs? Like I just love those, and they're collaged. And it was total impulse. I have no idea where this is going to fit in my practice. I don't know that it's going to speak to me. I looked at it and I thought, oh, I'll put it on my wish list. And while I was saying that, my fingers were already clicking the mouse and I had already bought it. Like, it was like so impulsive. And in fact, I bought 2 because I have somebody I'm going to give this one to because it was just so, it just tickled me. Now I come from a total gaming background. In fact, we probably have some of these modules in our RPG collection. One of my partner, John, when we first met, he says that he knew I was the right one for him when I showed him my first edition Dungeons and Dragons box. Like, I have the actual first edition, so dice, TSR Dungeons and Dragons module. My dad brought it home for me, and I didn't know any boys. I mean, I was young enough. I went to an all-girls school, and so my girlfriends and I played, and I may have told this story before, but it still just cracks me up. We read the instructions. It said you had to have a dungeon master who's in charge of everything. Everybody had to do what they said. And we're like, forget that. So we played it cooperatively. We would create puzzles together and then work through them. And then we totally put it together. We loved rolling the dice. We loved making characters. We'd have a lot of other people kind of get into these situations. It was totally like this cooperative relationship game for us. And then about a year and a half, we'd been playing this, this is maybe like my 7th grade year, 8th grade, and then like 8th grade or into 8th grade or 9th grade, I don't know, one of us met some boys and talking about things, and they found out we played D&D, and of course they were on cloud 9, and so we got together, we were going to play D&D together, and they just wanted to hack and slash at things, and they were just always fighting, and they had a dungeon master. We're like, no, we don't, no, we play cooperatively. They were just horrified. They're like, you can't do that, you're ruining Dungeons and Dragons. So we ended up not playing, and no actual relationships came out of that, but it was still kind of fun. So Total Impulse, Goblins and Gardens Tarot deck. Oh, who is this by? This is by Jonathan William Sacha, Goblins and Gardens LLC. And then, okay, so the last question, that was question number 9, Impulse made me do it. And then number 10 is a create your own prompt, which I love. Thank you, Dragon. Dragonfly Dilly. I did see a couple of Mystic MZ said the keywords. She showed a deck. The keywords made her do it. Tammy Pie did one where Your Declutter made her do it. An Angel at Feeding My Soul 1212. Falling Down a Rabbit Hole made me do it. So I've been thinking about what is a category of made me do it. And I will say I have a deck, and the prompt here is stickers made me do it. I had been looking at this deck, and when I went on and looked at the website, there were stickers you could get that matched, that came with it, and that just, I hit the buy now button. So the prompt for my number 10, the create your own, is the stickers made me do it. And this is the Oceanum Arcani, the Ocean Tarot, and this is by Bryn Taylor, or Taylor Bryn, excuse me. And I've showed these recently on my channel. I think they are beautiful cards, and Taylor has done several elements. I think she definitely has a fire, she might have an earth, and I think these are gorgeous. But the thing that ticked me over, and you can see I've used some of these in my journal, is that I could buy a sheet of stickers. So creators, if you want me to buy your deck, make a lovely deck, even if it's really expensive, if you have a sticker sheet, I will buy it. I just think these are beautiful, and now I have some stickers to put in my journal when I'm using it, and I may have to go back and buy some more stickers. Like, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, these cards are just gorgeous. You could just buy them for that, but bonus, I'm highly motivated by stickers. I am a little bit confessing, because I had said I wouldn't buy any more stickers. I was trying to use up the ones that I have. Well, I have a sticker subscription that I'm committed to for the year, but besides that, I wasn't going to buy any more stickers until I got this deck, and then I bought the deck and the stickers. All right, my friend, so there you have it. Had a great time with this sort of meta decision making. How do we choose our decks? Why did I even choose that deck? Now you know. Thank you, Dragonfly Dilly, and thank you for everybody else who's participated so far. I've been loving your videos, and thank you for watching and being here with me. I would love it if you'd put in the comments which of these decks you would have chosen. If you're not going to make a video yourself, then tell me some of these. What is your most impulsive deck, or what is your inner child? I love the inner child ones, actually. That's one of my favorite ones to watch. So anyway, I look forward to talking to you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.